Yo, what's up guys? So we got BTS Wing short film part 4, First Love. So I'm expecting to see Jin in this because we've sort of seen like this like duo thing going on with like the first 3. I'm like honestly still coming off of that like depression from the third one. It just brought me into such a dark place in a good way, but still a dark place. So I'm like trying to get myself hyped up for this one. Alright, so without further ado, let's get into this. I'm watching the one with English subs, just by the way. There we go, big hit bubbles. I see you, big hit with your big hit bubbles.
There are numerous ways in which God can make us lonely and lead us back to ourselves. This was the way He dealt with me at that time.
Dang, first love. Oh, alright. Yo, is that Suga? That's Suga! Oh, the piano, of course it's Suga. So we broke into a music store just to play the First Love. Music is his first love. And he plays the piano, you guys told me that. His first love is music. Yo, it's the Kill Bill whistle from the first one. It's about Jungkook. Jungkook coming back, yo. Okay. So that song kind of led him out of there and into the middle of the road. Yo, watch out. Alright, Suga moves quick. Don't mess with Suga. Would I be different if I had chosen a different step? If I stopped and turned back? Boy, that's the question, isn't it? Would things be different if I chose a different path, if I stopped and looked back? So he's regretting. He's filled with so much wondering. And that's the bathtub that he was in, Jungkook. Of course, he was hit by a car. Oh, was that? And now his piano's burning. This, okay, alright, I see you, BTS. Just bring this full circle. I love you guys so much for making this. Thank you, Big Hit. Oh, man. I thought his first love was music. But I think it was his friendship. It's like a piano keys. Whoa. Yo, now it kind of looks like tire tracks, doesn't it? Because like the whole getting hit by the car thing. Oh my goodness, give me a second here, guys. That, oof, wow, dang, yo, was not prepared for that. Never prepared for any of these short films, but dang. I think it's really important here to start at the beginning with that monologue of God makes us lonely in different ways, so we're able to, you know, deal with things and find ourselves, find our true selves. Let's start there. I feel like obviously with the whole Jungkook dying thing, I think Suga just got thrown from that. Obviously looking back to the whole trilogy situation, they're bringing that up hardcore here. So in the opening scene, we see Suga kind of like wandering around, kind of like looking to like finding himself almost, you could say. He throws a rock or a brick through the window just to play the piano. So I thought his first love would be the love of music. I know that he plays the piano, you guys told me that, so I think that's him revisiting his love of music, but then he stops playing, everything's silent, all you hear is this alarm going off, which is probably an alarm in his mind being like, yo, you're not alright right now, and he slumps over, looks like he straight up died, but then we hear something, we hear the whistle from the first short film, the whistle Jungkook, and then we realize what this short film is all about. We see him wander out into that road, wandering around, very, very lonely. There's nothing out there but a road, a Suga, that's it. All of a sudden we see the headlights, the car comes right towards him, but he sidesteps. The car was not meant for him. It's him remembering the past, and all of a sudden it just crashes, and he starts to remember, and he starts to freak out. He starts bolting towards it. It's like now he's not necessarily lost. He knows where he's running. He looks like he's got a mission. When he gets there, he's distraught. He doesn't know what to do. He's trying to process what had happened. And then we see that cut with the Hangul that says, would I be different if I had chosen a different path, if I had stopped and looked back? So he's regretting, he's second guessing things, he's going crazy in his mind thinking, is there anything that I could have done to change what had happened? He's feeling responsibility for his friend's death. He's feeling responsible for what had happened. He's thinking, could I have gone back, and if I'd chosen a different path, if I was more careful, I didn't fight with him, I decided not to be selfish or whatever, could I have saved my friend's life? So it's not his own life that he's necessarily struggling with, it's the life of his friends. It's that agony over what had happened. It's that shame and that despair. Almost like the third short film with Stigma, we see V just in this agony and despair weighing him down on the life that he had taken. And I feel like it's very similar to this one because he didn't necessarily take that life, but in Suga's mind, he feels like he might as well have with what he had done. He feels personally responsible. It's eating him up on the inside. He lost himself. He lost his first love of music. And God, in a way, is bringing this loneliness out, and he's bringing this loneliness into the spotlight in order to shed light on the issue and say, listen, you need to get back to where you need to go. And he's ultimately leading him to his first love as a stable pillar in his psychological health. He can't change what had happened. What occurred in the past, that's written in stone, and there's no point in looking back now. It's one thing to learn from your own mistakes and try to grow from them, but if you're focused in the past, it's going to destroy your present. Looking in the past is almost like looking in the rearview mirror while you're driving. It's okay to do that, to check to see what is back there, check to see what had happened, check to see if you need to alter your course. But if you focus on the past for too long, if you focus on that rearview mirror when you're trying to drive in the present, you're going to kill yourself. You're going to die. You're going to destroy what it is you could have been, what you could have become, what you should have done. And that's what we see here. That's the struggle that Suga's going for in this short film, First Love. And then we see the very, very last scene, which sets the stage for the way that it ended, is him slowly but surely just backing up away. His piano, his love, his first love is on fire, and he's slowly backing away from that. He's slowly leaving his first love. He's been destroyed by loneliness. He's been destroyed by guilt. Ultimately, that just destroyed anything good that he could have had a passion for the future. It's also important to note that right after that intro monologue saying God can make us lonely in different ways to find ourselves, he said that this is the way that God's dealing with him, meaning he believes that the divine intervention is happening, but it doesn't mean that he reciprocates. It doesn't mean that he's listening. It doesn't mean that he's going to do what it is that he's being led to do. When he sees the truth, it doesn't mean he's going to walk towards it. I think ultimately he's made a decision, knowing what the right path might be, knowing what God might want or a divine intervention might want for him, but he's decided to just completely turn away from that and walk the opposite direction. He's just filled with that internal guilt and shame. Tore him up on the inside, and he just can't continue the way that he did. It's completely altered his path. You know, it said, would I be different if I was able to go back and change the path? Would I be different today if I could have changed what had happened? And I would say that he has the option to change now. He has the option to continue forward in the right direction, but he chose not to. That's a very key distinction there. I feel like it's important to reflect what had happened here in First Love with Suga to the first three short films. We saw in the very first short film, Jungkook faced his path, he's dealt with his past, and ultimately he's grown from it. In the second short film, we see Jimin try to change the past, alter it, and fabricate it into a way where he's just living a lie, thinking it's going to make everything okay, but ultimately just left him dead inside. In the third short film, we see V face his past and face the facts of what he had done, but in the end, he couldn't live with himself, and he let go of any shred of a possibility that he could still be a good person. Finally, we see in this short film, First Love, we see Suga struggling with the past. It's just destroying his subconscious. He's wrestling with it, but he does ultimately face it. The problem is he's absolutely overcome and overwhelmed with shame and guilt of his past actions. He's taking a responsibility that he really shouldn't for his friend's death, and that completely kills not only his first love, but any passion he had that could have driven him, his present and in future that could have been the path he would have been on. He's decided to derail that, back away, and let go of any passion or love that he could have had in his own life, or any hope for the future. This is real, guys. This is a lot to take in. It's just so What do you do with all this info? I want a cathartic moment. I want a release. I want like a full circle where like, oh, you know, it's all just a dream that Jin had, and that's why he wasn't in any of these. And then he woke up and he saw all his friends around him, and they had a pillow fight, and they went and got some mochi, and after that they got some bubble teas, and they took all these selfies, and everyone's happy. That's what I want, but that's not what I'm gonna get here. That's never what we're gonna get. All right, so I know there's 4 circles here for the Wings series, but we're missing Jin. We're missing members of BTS. We need more short films, Big Hit. What are you doing? Anyway, let's reel it back here for a moment, guys. I absolutely loved these short films. I don't know if there's gonna be more. I hope there's more. I hope it doesn't just end after First Love. I hope there's like a last love, which is Jin, and we're all like, oh yeah, he's our last love, yay. But either way, I'm just really glad I got to watch these with you guys and dissect them and just read all your comments. It's just been a huge journey of just awesomeness that I'm just so appreciative has happened. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave your comments down below. I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear your theories. I'm sure there was stuff that I missed with this, so I want to hear it. Please subscribe if you have not already, and definitely follow my Snapchat and my Twitter. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.